Welcome to Pulse Sport, and of course the trending story of the day is that of the Black Stars squad for the upcoming qualifier against Sierra Leone. It's going to be a double header, but the first leg will be played at the Barbara Stadium in Kumasi. Now, as usual, there's a lot of talk, especially by football fans all over traditional and social media, about who's been excluded and who is included. Of course, the big argument is that of form, and especially on current form. But Coach Kwesi Appiah has decided on his final 23 for this game, and key amongst them is Black Star skipper Asamoah Gyan, who did not play in the game against Kenya. Now, Asamoah Gyan is Ghana's all-time top scorer with 50-plus goals and is making a return to the squad. Of course, conspicuously missing is the Ayew brothers, made of Jordan and Andre. But in the last few hours, we're told that Coach Kwesi Appiah made a phone call to the Ayew brothers. He's had an extensive conversation with them concerning this game and how they're still very, very key to requirements within the setup of the Black Stars. Now, we'll quickly go into the squad. We'll take you through quickly the squad, and then we'll come into the studio to have this discussion. Now, Richard Ofori is there for goalkeeping, of course, a safe pair of hands. Lawrence Atizigi from France, and of course, the only home-based player, Felix Annan. Harrison Affle for defenders. It's Harrison Affle, Andy Yadom, Agbenyanu, Jonathan Mensah, and of course John Boy, Daniel Amate, Nicholas Poku, Thomas Ajepong, and of course Ampoma. For midfielders, it's Wakaso, Isaac Saki, Efri Akwa, Kwejwa Samoa, Thomas Teipate, Bernard Mensah, Christian Achu. And of course, for forwards, it's Black Star skipper Asamoah Gyan, Majid Waris, and of course Emmanuel Boateng, as well as Richard Boachi Yadom. Richmond Boachi Yadom, I beg your pardon. All right, so here with me in the studio to do the discussions on this squad is Sami Enim Ado. Of course, is very much identified with the Black Star skipper, as being his manager here in Ghana, and of course focusing on a lot of the Black Star skipper's business interest, but has a great deal of football within him, being somebody who's also investing a lot in developmental football. Sami Enim Ado, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Nat.
Good to have you here.
Nice having you too.
Okay, so within the camp of the Baby Jet, I'm very sure that this is very welcome news that he's making a return to the Black Stars team for this game. Well,
welcome news. Well, we see it as something that is a normal thing for him, because he's paid his dues, and he has the quality, he has the experience, he has everything that will make him make a squad of the Black Stars until he decides to hang his boots. So we are not seeing it as anything too special, but it's good for him, because it's time for him to come and help his nation, as we are expecting to win the next 2 games so that we cement our qualifications to the AFCON.
Okay, winning the next 2 games is very crucial, and there's been a lot of talk about who's been excluded, who's in there, who's not in there. For you, you've gone through the squad. What's your general observation about this squad that has been presented for this game?
If you see the squad, you see that it's a balanced squad. You have some old faces, and you have some players who are being given the chance to prove their worth. And if you see, and it's not a squad that has purely too much new faces. You see that everybody has come in and been out in one way or the other. So it's not something that you wouldn't see that kind of understanding on the pitch. We are expecting them to be able to click as a team easily, because they know themselves. From the defense, you see that there are about 5 or so players who have been together in the defense for a very long time, and you can't take experience and you can't take that kind of understanding out of football. In the midfield, you have people who have been in the team, and they have also been those who came in and they've all blended.
Wakaso,
Pate, even a Japan guy.
Yeah.
I think this is the 3rd or 4th call-up or so. If you come to the striking, you have Asamoah Gyan, who has played alongside all these guys, played alongside Boachi Yadom, played alongside Waris, played alongside, what do you call it?
Yeah, I was going to come to that, because, in doing all of the analysis, there's been a lot of talk about who can best complement the Baby Jet up front if Kwesi Appiah decides to go with a 4-4-2 formation.
Well, if my memory serves me right, he did one wonderful one with Waris, Ghana, Egypt. I've forgotten the other game. He did another one with Boachi. The only person who is not played with at that level is Emmanuel Boatin. Apart from him, the rest of the strikers, he's played with them. He understands them and he knows their capabilities, and his experience will give them more space. If you remember, there was a lot of analysis and a lot of discussion on the impact of Asamoah ahead in the striking department of the game, because when Asamoah is up there, the defenders already are in panic, and it gives the other young boys, the other ones, young ones coming, the opportunity to use their space. And sometimes he may, assuming he doesn't even score, he creates space for them to score. So it is a good thing for the young ones who are going to partner him ahead up there.
What kind of test are you expecting from Sierra Leone, considering that in the current scheme of things, in current football relevance, nobody is an underdog anymore? Sierra Leone are not as achieved as the Black Stars, but then, I mean, they could just pose some trouble, just like Kenya did.
Well, that is true, but in football, there's always that factor, that special player factor, that game changer factor. And Asamoah brings that on board. He brings leadership also on board. So it is something that you have more pluses, because the game changer is there, Asamoah. No matter how you take it, that temperament, that experience, that management of the tension, the crowd expectations, he has all that. The Sierra Leoneans will be afraid. They will be panicking. If you remember, against Kenya, the Kenyans were saying if there was Gyan, they were afraid, because Gyan was no more there. So they wouldn't have that fear. And in football, in the game of football, you and I know, if you have a player who is a game changer, who is somebody who has that experience, who has done it on the very, very big stages at all times, both on the African continent, all over the world, and all over the world, it makes the opponent, it puts fear in the opponent.
Long and short, you're expecting some goals from Asamoah.
That is something that no one can doubt that. I expect him to score. I said it in the game against Algeria. If you remember, I was in the studio then with Tony Bebley. It was left with about 1 minute or less than 1 minute. I still said he will score, and he did. And I know he's going to score again.
Let's see how all of it goes. And this is a conversation we're going to continue. Of course, we're going to be monitoring the team as well as players come back home for this very important set of qualifiers. But Sammy, thank you very much. I'm sure we're going to be discussing some more as we go along on the Black Stars and the way forward. Thank you very much, Sammy. Inimado is manager for Black Star skipper Asamoah. We'll be doing some more on the whole squad as we go along. Of course, the biggest trending news is his return to the team. Now, let's also quickly touch on one of the biggest sporting spectacles of the weekend, and that's the Walk with Lexus, where hundreds joined the host of Drive Time on Joy FM, Lexus Bill, to climb up the Ibrahim Mountain. It was very, very action-packed and fun-filled as well.
Well, it's been great. It's been amazing. I'm totally impressed. I'm happy that a lot of people came out today on World Hearts Day. I'm totally very impressed and happy that people are caring about their hearts. People came out to walk and sweat it out. And I say thanks be to God for today. Well, I want to want as many more people living longer as possible. That's really the whole aim. As many people living happy, healthier lives and being fit. Fitness is my passion, and I want to spread the word to as many people as possible. Obviously, the word is going around. We've been doing this for about 3 years. We won the best CSR event at the Ghana Event Awards. I think it's very impressive, and it keeps growing and it keeps getting bigger and better. The next quarter, we have one more before December, before the year ends. So, hey, wherever you are, come out and join us for the next one.
All right, so that's how it all went. So if you missed out, you know what to do. Make sure not to miss out on the next edition. You have to watch this space. We're going to be telling you some more about the walk with Lexus. Keep it here on JoyNews on the Pulse Show. My name is Nathaniel Atto, and I have love for sport.